Yeah, yesterday we saw up to medical data import. Today let's continue few other things. We have injury illness log to understand. What is injury illness log and what data we can maintain? Let's see that. This component enables you to enter and manage any type of medical assistance given to persons in your company. Okay, so injury illness log means it is a component which enables you to enter and manage any type of medical assistance given. It can be first aid or you are sending them for any further treatment. In both cases, we can manage the data in our injury illness log. So that is the meaning of injury illness log. Now, in the injury illness log, we can maintain different types of data. We have seen that, for Michael Ryder, I went to the injury illness log and there we saw what data we can maintain. So in an injury illness log, we can first of all maintain what type of injury it is in the main page, on which date the injury has occurred, at what time, in which plant did this injury occur, and apart from that, whether it's a reportable injury or not, okay, whether any fatality has occurred or not, we can maintain those details. And apart from that, who is the person that got injured? What is his name? So we can add the employee detail also. These are the basic things we can add in the initial screen. And then later we can add more advanced details like who is the first aider that gave the first aid treatment to him, what kind of first aid treatment was given to the employee, and after that, where was the first aid treatment given, in which place, whether it was in the first aid center or first aid medical center or first aid station, which is the place where the treatment was given, first aid treatment. We can manage the data. Apart from that, there is another tab where you can maintain what kind of further treatment is required to be given to the employee. If at all the injury is severe, like a fracture, we cannot just give first aid treatment. No, we have to send him for further treatment. We have to do some tests, we have to take X-ray, and then we have to provide further treatment. So what kind of further treatment has to be given to that employee, we can manage that. And also when you go to the next tab, we can see exactly what type of injury occurred. So in the case of Michael Ryder, I have shown you, he suffered from, I think contusion was one, another was, I think, scratch. These were the two injuries which Michael Ryder had sustained. So apart from that, you can maintain burns, or if there is any poisoning also you can report, or if there is any abrasion or any burns, all these kind of injuries we can maintain, and to which body part these injuries occurred, even that data also we can create in the injury illness log. So it is a very important application, and we'll create that injury illness log, and we'll see how we can some customize data also. Like if you want to create different types of injuries, then we can go and customize the data. So that also we can see in the injury illness log. And coming to the integration part here, see your injury illness log. Speaking about the integration, your injury illness log is integrated with incident accident log. Okay. And then this is integrated with medical service, and medical service is integrated with injury illness log. So that is why we were able to go to the incident accident log of Michael Ryder, and we could go to injury illness log, and we could do that from the medical service. Not only that, if you want to see the HR related data for that employee, that is also possible. But mainly these are the three different applications which are integrated together. From the incident accident log, you can go to medical service or injury illness log, or from medical service you can go to the incident accident log or injury illness log. From the injury illness log, you can go to either medical service or incident accident log. So it is like a triangle. You can go to any other two segments from your current application. So they are integrated in such a way. Right? So that's your integration about the injury illness law. Now there is one more thing we have to see in the theory part, which is called as a protocol log. What is a protocol log? I think for this transaction code is there or not, I don't know. I have to check. But at least in the theory, we have this concept called protocol log. So what is a protocol log? Overview of certain data. Overview of certain data on examined employees. That the employer has to keep on record. Overview of certain data on examined employees that the employer has to keep on record. It means if you have worked in any industry, or especially if you have worked closely with the HR department, you should know that HR department has a responsibility where they have to maintain the medical records of all the employees. Even if there are 3,000 employees working in a company, they have to manage their medical record, medical data. For instance, when did they go for the medical checkup last time? What was the result of that medical checkup? When did they join the company? Okay, and what kind of work they are doing in the company? Was there any injury previously reported for that employee, or has he taken any vaccination? Like that, different data the HR department has to maintain. When they have to go for the next medical checkup, all this data is maintained. See, when I was working, there was no software, nothing. They used to manage all this protocol related data in the physical registers. So we had physical register books. In that, each employee's name they would write, and they would mention when was the last time he went for the medical checkup, when he has to go for the next medical checkup. Not only that, his date of birth, when did he join the company, what is his designation in the company, everything will be there in that particular register book. And whenever factory inspector used to visit our factory, he used to check that. Directly he will go to the HR department and he will check whether they are maintaining this record or not, because protocol log is a legal requirement. Whenever the inspection happens, whenever the factory inspector visits the company, he will ask for this register. But nowadays, especially if you are using SAP, we don't have to maintain physical register. We can maintain all the data in the protocol log. So protocol log is something like it is a registry, or it is a record that contains information about the employee's medical related data. So this is mainly useful because it comes under compliance and it's a legal requirement. Every company, they have to maintain this, especially those companies which are considered hazardous, like textile industries or chemical industries, oil and gas, okay, or maybe paper manufacturing companies, like that. These companies which come under the hazardous category, they have to maintain the protocol law. And according to SAP, what all data we can maintain in this? In the protocol log, we can maintain first and last name of the employee and his date of birth. This is one data. Secondly, home address, that is employee's address. Hiring and leaving dates. Some employees will keep on resigning from the company and then later they will join back. It happens in companies. So you have to maintain when they were hired into the company and when they relieved, and when did they again join back. Next, you have to maintain the social insurance number. In Western countries, they call it as social insurance number. But in India, we have ESI card, right? ESI number is normally we use in India. So, social insurance number you have to maintain. Health insurance fund responsible. See, this health insurance is applicable for those employees who are earning more than 25,000. All those workers who are earning less than 25,000, only they will get the ESI facility. All the other people coming under the higher category of employment, they will be given a health insurance. So, if you are maintaining the record for a manager level person, employee, you have to also maintain what is the health insurance that we have issued for him. So, that data also you have to maintain, called health insurance fund responsible. Okay, next, after that, type of potential hazard at workplace. Type of potential hazard at workplace means wherever that employee is working, what is the type of hazard? Whether he is exposed to noise hazard or chemicals, or is he exposed to, let's say, vibration, because vibration is also a hazard, or he exposed to like confined spaces or dangerous gases. We have to identify which is the main potential hazard at that workplace. Next, type of activity, start and end of activity. So what is his job role? What kind of activity he performs? Type of activity, start and end of activity. Next, after that, dates of previous potentially hazardous activities. If he was working in some other department, again exposed to some hazards, if you know, not mandatory, but if you know, you can maintain. Some people will get internal transfers. Somebody working in warehouse may go to the production area, and a person working in production area may be put under electrical team or maintenance team. So these internal transfers keep happening. So any employee who has undergone any internal transfer, then previously whatever job he was doing, what is the hazard he was exposed to? If you know that, you can maintain the data. Dates of previous potential, dates of previous potentially hazardous activities. Okay, apart from that, date and result of health surveillance protocol. Yeah, date and result of health surveillance protocol. So if the employee has went for the medical checkup, what is the result of that medical checkup? On which date he went, and what is the result of that health surveillance protocol? So this is the main data we have to maintain. Date of next periodic examination. Date of next periodic examination. So when is he going the next time? That date also you have to maintain. Name and address of examining physician. If it is a medical center, then name and address of the medical center. Name and address of examining physician. Whoever is conducting medical checkup, his name and address. Name of person keeping the log. So somebody has to maintain all this data. Somebody has to create this data. So therefore, we have to maintain the name of the person who is maintaining all these details in the protocol log. So these details are mandatory in the protocol log, and in every company wherever occupational health is being used, they have to maintain this data for every employee. This is called as a protocol log. Understood? Clear so far? And these notes, I think I did not share. Let me share it in the group. And also let me know if you have any doubts, any questions regarding the theory part of occupational health. Okay, please go through these notes. It contains mostly the theory part, but especially useful when you want to prepare for the interview.
So
Okay, so
means sir,
hmm.
protocol log is means familiar with this medical service, na? I think medical history.
Yeah,
So all the data. So I um, are the both the things are same or maybe different?
no, both are different. Both are different. In a medical service, yeah, of course, it contains a lot of data, but you have to see medical service from the medical checkup perspective. Okay, it is mainly like personally, if you want to see how many times the employee has went for the medical checkup when he got injured, this is for your reference. The medical service that we create is for the internal use. Government does not tell you that you have to create medical service. It is for your own use, so that you can control and you can check when is the next time the employee is supposed to go for medical checkup, what is the status of that medical checkup, whether it is completed or not. Everything that is for your own use, internal use. But protocol log is mainly it's like a report, compliance report. So that if somebody is coming to check the details, you can show them the protocol log. Some data is similar, like personal details and all. But here we don't have the injury related data, we don't have any accident related data, yeah, we don't have any work restriction data. For what kind of medical checkup he went, all the details are not here. This is on a broader scale, we are just maintaining information so that we can share it with the government agency. That is why I say it is a legal requirement. Okay, but medical service is purely for your own use. You don't have to share that with other third party people, not required. Right, clear?
So means it will automatically fetch all the data, or we have to means submit this data again.
We
Means
have to
if we are
create
maintaining,
and maintain the protocol log. Yeah, we have to create it. It will not fetch automatically.
I guess if there are data of personal details in HR module, there are the data of medical service in medical module. So I think it will automatically fetch all those modules and compile at one place.
It will not fetch automatically, but you have to enter. You can access HR data. See, how should I tell you? Okay, let me show you one example. In SAP, how the system works, that you should know. Let me show you. Okay. Now, let's say I want to create an injury illness log, right? Injury illness log contains information about the injury or illness sustained by the employee. 1 minute. So transaction code for injury illness log is CBIH 72. Now see, let's assume I want to create an injury illness log. Some employee got injured and I want to create the injury data for him. So what do I need to do? I will add some details here like injury illness log. Okay, like that, and entry type. I want to show you how from other modules we can fetch the data. Okay, let me put some time zone, and in which plant this particular injury occurred. And if I go down, see, it is asking for the person affected, means who is the employee that got injured. So how will I add? Should I go to HR department and ask for his details, or how should I add the injured person name? because that detail is in the HR database, no? Like you told about protocol log, the different data will be there in different places. So will it fetch automatically or should we enter? That is your doubt. So here I
Yes,
want to
yes.
add the employee name. So how will I add?
Maybe we have to miss go there are go to option. So means click on after
Yeah, see
to go.
here what has happened is from the HR database where they are maintaining the employee related data, that is integrated at this place. So what I can do is by simply clicking on the drop down button, okay, then selecting employee as the option. If I click on continue, what will happen? See, I will get a screen like this. I just have to press enter. If I press enter, I will get the list of all the employees which are there in the company. All these are employees in the company. Now I can
Hmm.
select any one employee name, okay, like this. Just double click, that employee name will be selected here. So next what I can do, I can go and add other details. So where did this information come from? I added the employee. From where did I get this information?
From HR data, I think.
Yeah, from the HR. Yes, I got the information from HR database. And I did not go to HR department and ask. Directly I could fetch the data here. So similarly in a protocol log also, you can select the data and you can add it. It's just selection and adding the data. Because all the different modules are connected with your SAP EHS. See,
Hmm.
SAP software is there, no? It is not like different modules acting separately. It's not like that. No SAP module acts independently. All the modules are connected with each other. Okay, so your HR department related data is connected with your EHS, or from materials management also the data you can access in EHS. PM module also is integrated with your EHS. Because there is so much of interconnection between different modules, you don't have to go physically or get the detail physically. You can access from there itself. From the application itself, you can access the data. Right. So that is how we can fetch the details. It will not happen automatically, that is there, but you can just select the data and add.
Okay.
Okay, any other doubt, guys? Okay, now before we go to the practical and see certain things, I want to tell you about the occupational health business partners. What do you mean by business partner? Do you know?
Subcontractors,
Yeah,
uh,
contractors and subcontractors or vendors.
vendors, suppliers,
Hmm.
maybe.
Yeah, they are called as business partners.
Customer.
No, customer is not a business partner. Customer, I cannot say business partner because they don't need us. We need the customers, but the customer don't need me. He can go to any other company. But
Okay.
contractor, what
Uh,
happens? Contractor and the main client work together.
mhm. Okay. But as per the SAP, like in SAP in S4HANA, now business partner is there, no? So
Yeah.
in that business partner, vendor, customer, and this
Yeah.
uh,
Here also it is there. Actually, business partner, even for a customer, we can call it as a business partner. In fact, we have that. But ideally speaking, like on a general level, at the core
mhm.
level, business partner means vendor.
Okay.
Even what I'm going to write here, they are all nothing but contractors only. But yeah, now we have this new term, we call them as business partner. But ideally, they are nothing but contractors and subcontractors. So we have in occupational health, there are totally 4 different business partners. We have 4 different business partners. First, we have laboratory. Laboratory is a business partner. And we can create these business partners For example, if I want to create a laboratory, I have to use the transaction code EHSBP 41. Okay, this is to create a laboratory. Similarly, if I want to make some changes, some addition or deletion in the laboratory details, I can go to EHSBP 42 and I can change laboratory details. Similarly, we have EHSBP 43, another transaction code for displaying laboratory details. Okay, these three transaction codes are applicable for your laboratory. Next, the second business partner that we have is called as health center or external company. Let me first try external company. And to create external company, exactly which transaction code is applicable? Just give me 1 second, let me check. Yeah, it is EHSBP 51 to create a external company. EHSBP 52 to change external company, and EHSBP 53 to display external company. Right? These three transaction codes are for external company. Similarly, we have health center also. Health center is actually a kind of business partner. Though they are non-human entities, but still we call them as business partners. We have EHSBP 31 to create a health center. Then we have EHSBP 32, change health center. EHSBP 33, display health center. Okay, and finally we have one more business partner called physician. Physician. This is a person actually, and we can create any physician or doctor who is working for our company by using transaction code EHSBP 11. Change physician, EHSBP 13, display physician. Right? So these are the four different business partners. Now here laboratory means you already know. Whenever we are sending employees for some medical checkup, like for blood test, he will go to the laboratory. And we don't send him for some random laboratory. We send him to a laboratory with whom we are having a contract. Whoever is my vendor or contractor, to that laboratory I am going to send my employees. So therefore we have to create that laboratory detail, and that is why we have this transaction code EHSBP 41 where I can create the information related to that laboratory. The second business partner, external company. External company means this can be some third party company, like for example insurance company. We have to provide insurance for all the employees, okay, or we have to provide some medical test vouchers for them or for their family, and some other kind of insurance like life insurance and all we have to provide to the employees. So in such a case we will have a tie-up with third party companies called external companies who will provide for us all these services like related to insurance or related to some trainings also. Ergonomic training, let's say you want to provide for the employees. From whom are you going to give the training? There will be so many companies, third party companies, who are specialized in providing trainings to the employees. So we have to contact them, we have to give a contract to carry out this ergonomic training, for example. So they will become our external company, or they are our business partner. It can be like safe driving or healthy lifestyle, or maybe something related to ergonomics, all kind of trainings those who provide, that is also an external company. Or insurance providers, they are also a external company. So such kind of a company, if you want to create as a business partner, this is the transaction code we have to use, EHSBP 51. And health center, coming to the health center is nothing but if you have a tie-up with some hospitals. See, as long as the injury is minor, you can give the first aid treatment within the company itself. But if the injury is major, or if there is a chance of any fatality, then definitely we have to take the employee directly to the hospital. And whichever hospital you are taking him, you have to have a tie-up or at least an agreement in place so that our employees can be treated in that hospital. Such a hospital, we call it as a health center, and if you have any agreement with them, you can create them as a business partner. So health center is nothing but a hospital. And finally, we have fourth business partner, physician, who will be working from our company in our medical center. So whenever any, like I told you in brief consultation, no, if you want to go and take some advice, or if you want some simple medication from the physician, you can go to this physician. Or even related to first aid cases also, if you want, you can take the help from this physician. So this physician will be stationed in our plant, in our medical facility, and whenever the employees are required, they can go and meet that physician. So he is also a business partner. See, mind you, no matter how big the company is, they will never hire a doctor directly under the payroll of the company. Suppose if I have a company, I will not hire a physician as a full-time employee of my company. No, all these physicians are kept on contract. They will again contact the hospitals and they will ask the hospital to send a physician. So he is also a contractor. Though he will be seated in our company, but he is coming under the payroll of hospital and he is not a direct employee of the company. So that is why we have to create physician as a business partner. He is not our employee. He is just there because we have hired him for his services. Right? So that is a physician. So these are the four different business partners. Most of the data is similar. When you create a laboratory, similar data is applicable for external company and a health center. Wherever there are differences, I will tell you. But once you are able to create a laboratory, I think it should be good enough for you to understand exactly what data we have to enter, what data we have to manage. All that we'll understand. Now here, one more doubt comes to mind. Why they have given different transaction codes? I mean, using a single transaction code, can't we create a laboratory, also change some details, also display the laboratory? Why do you have to maintain different transaction codes? Do you know what is the reason? This is a very basic question. In some places,
maybe business specific or
business
process
specific.
specific.
Okay, means can you explain more?
Process, for example, for in EHS, like not sure, but
No problem. Whatever you know, you can tell. See,
like production.
I hope you got my question. My question is actually why we need separate transaction codes. In one transaction code only, can't we do all these three activities together?
Uh, thing is that means uh, every user is not an access of means creation of this like laboratory to change or display.
Yeah.
Some users which is only having the display access, not to create or to change anything.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
maybe for that purpose,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that we can have more control on the employee activity. Okay, so what I mean, see, let's assume uh, when you join any company as a SAP consultant, they will give you a particular application, or they will give you a component to work. It may be occupational health, or it can be industrial hygiene and safety. And your transaction codes which are activated for your user ID will be only applicable to you. Okay, for example, let's say you have to just see the details in the occupational health business partners. According to your job profile or whatever is your designation, you are only given the permission to display the laboratory details. Okay, you don't have the authorization to create a laboratory and all. It is not your job. Neither you have the authorization. So what will happen? You will have a SAP user ID, just like how you log in into your demo system. In the company also they will give you a user ID and password. So against that user ID, only one transaction code will be activated. Okay, so let's say Kavita is working in the EHS department, but she is still a newcomer. She is at a very basic level. She is not a manager. So what the company will decide, will say, okay, Kavita can only display the laboratory details because that is her job profile. She can only display. She does not have the authorization to either create a laboratory or a change laboratory. So what the basis team will do, they will activate only EHSBP 43 transaction code. So when Kavita logs into the system and she wants to create a laboratory, even if she tries, she will not be able to create a laboratory. First of all, this transaction code will not work, because for you they have activated only EHSBP 43, because that is your designation and that is your nature of job. You don't have the permissions to create a laboratory and all. Suppose tomorrow, after lots of experience, if they think that they can give you the permission to create the laboratory, then they will activate your EHSBP 41. But currently you are a new employee in the company, so they do not want to give you a lot of privileges. They just want to give you only limited number of transaction codes. So one of the transaction code is only to display the laboratory, right? So by doing this, they can have more control, like which employee can do what kind of data they can access, whether they can create the data or not. It will give them lot of control over the employee activity. That is why they have created separate transaction codes. Now let's assume if we have just a single transaction code, instead of 3, there is a single transaction code. So for Kavita, she may be only given basic privilege, but still, once this transaction code is activated, she can even create, she can even modify. So there will be no control, like who will be checking or who will see that whether Kavita is making some changes or not. It becomes difficult, right? She can create data or she can modify some data. So in order to prevent that, they will activate only EHSBP 43. A very simple example is, if you have the access card with you, when you go to the company, this is a very basic example. Where and all can you use your access card? Especially if you work in a corporate office, access card will be there. Punch in and punch out. Using that card, you will enter the company. Access card. So where and all can you use that card?
And means to punch in, punch out to the in a cafeteria for
Okay.
purchasing the different items, and maybe also at means the health centers which are available. So I
Okay.
can do the punching there also.
Yeah. So by using the access card, the examples that you gave, all these are general areas, right? There is no restriction. Anybody can go to cafeteria, anybody can go to medical center, and also when they enter the company on a particular morning, they have to punch. That is their attendance. These are the general areas where your access card will work. Suppose if you want to go to server room or you want to go to data center, can you use that same card? Or maybe you want to enter into, let's say, electrical room. Can you use that same card, access card? Will it work?
No.
Why it will not work?
Yes, it will work, but access of that room to a particular user, means like, so
If
maybe in
if
that,
I'm not
for
authorized,
that
then
the particular user will be activate. So like
Hmm.
one more example with me, like
Yeah.
IT infra team is asset where some limited person having the access of that
Yeah,
particular room.
exactly. Like server room, best example. Or hub room. We have hub room, server room, okay, or security room. That is also very important, no? Security room. So all these sensitive areas, electrical room, these are very sensitive areas. So not everybody in the company, if you give access, anybody will go inside. They may do anything, no? Because if you give access, definitely they will go. But they have reserved this access only for particular people, like for the maintenance team, for the electrician, or for the security personnel, or for the EHS manager. Only these people are allowed to access these sensitive areas like security room, server room, electrical room, hub room, like that. So that card will work, the access card will work only for whom they have activated the access. Not everybody can go into that server room. It is not possible. Exactly like that, here the transaction codes are activated for a particular SAP user depending what is his designation, okay, what kind of privileges he has, whether he is at a manager level or at the executive level. They will see all this. So therefore, don't think once you become a SAP consultant, you can use any transaction code, or even in your company also if they are using SAP, you cannot use all the transaction codes. Only some of the transaction codes will be applicable for you and only that you can use. Right? So that is why we have different transaction codes. So that there will be more control on the employee activity, and depending on the privileges that we want to give, they will activate that. Suppose, let's say, there is some urgent need, you have to create a laboratory. There is no other person. So what to do in that case? You will ask your manager that boss, I need this access to this transaction code because I want to create a laboratory. We don't have another person. So please ask the basis team to activate the transaction code. Like that, you will request your manager. Then manager will send an email to the basis team and requesting them, please activate this EHSBP 41 transaction code for Kavita so that she can create a laboratory. Once they receive the email from the manager, only then they will activate. Alright? So it is like that. If at all there is any requirement for you to use some transaction code, you should ask your boss will write an email, they will activate the transaction code, then only you can use the transaction code. It is like a key. It is like a key. You may have lot of access to different areas, but wherever sensitive area is there, like storeroom and all, they will not give you the key for that. You cannot go. But urgently, if you have to access, you can go and request. Then they will give you the key for that. Right? So all these basic things you have to know. Whether you are working as a consultant or whether you are working as an end user, only limited number of transaction codes only you can use. But what about in this system, in this demo system? Can we use any transaction code? In this SAP server, can we use any
Yes,
transaction code?
yes.
Yeah, almost all the transaction codes. Why? Because this is just a demo system. If we cannot use transaction code, then how will we practice? Therefore, in a demo system, of course, you can access all the transaction codes. But there also there are some limitations. Like for example, you cannot create a program. If you want to write a program, a web program, that is not allowed. You need to have an access key for that. But remaining all functional transaction codes, all the transaction codes you can use because it's just a demo system. But in a real system, you cannot do. Right? So keep that in mind. All these are very basic things, but you should know tomorrow when you work as a consultant, you may feel why this transaction code is not working because they have blocked the transaction code. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Next, let's go and see some transaction codes. Just give me 1 second. Now there are a couple of customizing transaction codes. Now what do you mean by customizing transaction codes? Customizing transaction codes means you can create custom data or master data. There are two ways. If you want to create a customized data, you can go to SPRO. By the way, can end users use SPRO transaction code?
For configuration.
Yeah, for configuration we use this, that is correct, absolutely. Can a end user means you are working for, let's say, Toyota, and in Toyota they are using SAP EHS module. So can you use this transaction code there as a Toyota employee?
Mm, no, as a they do not have access of that SPRO transaction. This transaction only with consultant.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
SPRO transaction code is a customizing transaction code where we go and customize the data. So this transaction code only consultants can use. It's like a master key. This master key is not given for everybody. It is only with the consultant. So tomorrow if he has to customize the data, configure the data or create some new master data, only the consultant can use. So the customizing that I am telling you, either you can do that by using SPRO transaction code or you can directly use a transaction code. See, I will tell you that another one. We have a transaction code EHSCBER. What is this transaction code EHSCBER? It is used to customize consultations. It is used to customize consultations. What consultations? Let's see. Okay, you see this? These are different types of consultations. Whenever the employee has to be sent for a medical checkup or for some consultation, these are the different types of consultations available for our employees. Actually, there were only, I think, 3 to 4 when the SAP system I got, this demo system. All the other things I have created. Oncology consultation, neurology, gynecology, orthopedic, all I have created. So let's say, for example, you also want to provide a new type of consultation for the employees. So how will you create that? We are creating a new master data here, or we are creating a customized data. Let's say I want to create a new consultation type related to eye. Okay, so we have to go to new entries, enter some name for this consultation like 0012, and then I can add here. I hope the spelling is correct. Or ophthalmology.
OPH
OPH.
not come. After P. OPTH.
Okay.
OPH. Remove that H alone.
OPTHA. L we have to put.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ophthalmology. I hope it is correct now. So what is ophthalmology? It is related to eye test. Eye related any consultation if you have to go to ophthalmologist. Okay, so this is, let's say, a new consultation type we are providing to the employees. So therefore I am adding that here. Earlier it was not there. What I did, I came to this transaction code EHSCBER and I am creating a new consultation type. So you can create like this and save the data. Okay, this is a customized data. Earlier we did not have this option, but by coming through EHSCBER transaction code, I was able to customize this consultation. But same thing you can also do using SPRO. Let me open one more session. Now if you go to SPRO, SAP reference IMG, then go to EHS. Under EHS, go to Occupational Health because that is where we are. Under Occupational Health, go to Where does it come exactly? Okay, see, sometimes it becomes difficult. You don't know where that option comes. There are so many options in this, and if you are confused where the consultation comes, then what we can do? We can take the help of this find button. You see here this find button. I know that this particular consultation types are coming in occupational health, but exactly where I don't know. The screen that I am seeing, exactly where it comes, I don't know. So therefore, what I can do, select this occupational health and go to the find button. Under find button, you can enter consultations. Sorry, 1 second. Consultations and then press enter. So wherever this word consultation is coming, no, it will display. Right, we have one here, brief consultations. No, it is not this. I don't want brief consultation. So we can search again. Let me go back to find. Just put it as consultation. Okay, see here, now it is showing me two options. One already we had seen, brief consultation, but there is one more consultation called as specify consultation categories. If I double click on that, it will take me exactly where that option is appearing. You see this? In green color, it has marked telling me this is the place where you have this consultation word. Now if I click on execute button, if I click here, it will take me to this same screen. But see, it is showing data logged, data is logged by user and can be only displayed. So why we are getting this message? Because in my other
Unauthorized
screen,
data.
no, in the other screen, see, I am exactly at the same place. I am inside this consultations, and from another screen, I am trying to go to the same place, to the same screen. That is why it is showing the data is logged. Because in my other screen, I have opened the same application. So what I can do, I can only display the data, but I cannot edit. So let me click on yes. Okay, see, it is showing the same options, same consultations, which is available on my other screen. Right? I created this one, no? That same consultation I can find here also under SPRO. So there are two routes. It is like you can either go by staircase or you can use a lift. If this EHS CBER transaction code I am directly entering and I am using a lift. So it will take me directly to the customizing consultation. But here on the other screen, what is happening? I am going to SPRO, then I am going to occupational health, then I am searching for consultation. It is taking me a lot of time. But you can use both the options. Either through SPRO also you can customize the consultation, or they have given a direct transaction code EHS CBR. But whose job is this? Customizing the data is whose job? Should the end user do this job or consultant should do this job? Whose responsibility is this? Creating customized data. It is not the job of an end user. It is our job. As a consultant, the client will tell me what data modifications is required, what what customized data does he want me to create. He will give me the requirement. And as a consultant, that is what I have to do. I have to customize the data. If that is the case, then why they have given the transaction code also? Because this transaction code even an end user can use. Even the employee of that company also can use this transaction code. So why they have given both? SPRO also is there, EHS CBER is also there. Why two transaction codes for same activity? I hope you are getting my point. If it is little confusing, let me know.
Can you please come again?
See, whose responsibility is creating customized data? Whose job is that?
It's
A job of a
question.
consultant, you said.
Yeah, a consultant has to do that. It is his job.
Uh, but before that, business will going to under discussion about this means like feasibility, how it we
Hmm.
can do means SME will be there at the business end,
Hmm.
subject matter
Correct.
expert in EHS.
Okay, fine. That is fine.
Sorry, SAP. Yeah. Hmm.
Fine. But mostly, who will do the customization? Not only about this, I am saying, generally speaking, any customization, who has to do
Is
any kind of
done by
customization?
both functional and technical consultant.
Okay, let's say SAP consultant has to do that. Okay, that
Yes.
is their job. Then why they have given this transaction code EHS This any employee can also use, no? Because if it is for consultant, consultant can use SPRO and he can customize the data. Why they have given this also? Both we have. Either I want, I can use EHS or I can use SPRO. But why they have given two transaction code?
Okay. Maybe sometimes means business user means
Hmm.
some SME having an access or to change something.
Yeah,
Not.
see, there
Hmm.
should be not so much dependency on consultants. For every little thing, if you have to ask consultant, it is a lot of time consuming process, right? क्या होगा आप टिकट रेस करोगे दैट टिकट विल गो टू द कंसल्टेंट कंसल्टेंट ही विल टेक हिज ओन टाइम इसमें कितना टाइम लगेगा इफ यू हैव टू क्रिएट वन कंसल्टेशन डेटा न्यू कंसल्टेशन इफ यू गो टू कंसल्टेंट इट विल टेक टाइम थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा देर विल बी डिले so if the client is asking you boss we want to give this option even to our employees if they want to create a new consultation type let them use a transaction code. So if they ask a requirement like that, then you can create a transaction code and give it to them. Okay. So by using this transaction code, the end user or the client can also create this customized data. It is possible. If he is not able to do, if there is any issue, then you can use SPRO. As a consultant, they will ask you to create the data. Okay. So then in that case use SPRO. But initially at least the end user is also given an option. If he wants to create any consultation type, he can use EHS That is why either you use EHS you will go to the same place, or you can even customize this data by using SPRO. Both the options are given. But if you don't have a transaction code like this, then SPRO is the only option. You have to use only SPRO if you don't have this EHS I hope you people are getting this point because this is little confusing, I know. But what we are doing here is we
So
are
means this
customizing the data.
SPRO is a master code for
Yeah,
all of
yeah.
the
Yes,
action code.
absolutely. All your configuration, all the customization, it is like a master key. By using SPRO, you can change so much of the data. You can create new master data, you can modify the data, all that can be done by using the SPRO. So even creating consultation type is also a kind of customizing. So this same activity either you can do by using SPRO or you can use EHS They have given an option. Even the end user, if they want to do it, fine, they can use this transaction. But they cannot use SPRO. SPRO is only for consultants. Right? Got my point? So here I will close this. This is one screen where I have come using EHS right? So I will close this screen. So what will happen now? If I just go back, now if I click again on execute button, I can add one